Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of 2 Minute Thinker. So the objective of today's video is to answer a faith-related question in just 2 minutes. So because today is the first episode, I figured I would start it off with probably the most popular question a Christian could ask. Today's question is, how do I know what the will of God is for my life? How do I know what He's called me to do? Now this is a popular question, so let's start the countdown right now. Alright, so there are a couple things that you guys want to keep in mind when it comes to the will of God. And the first thing is that God's will for our life is not in the Bible. What I mean by that is that what job He wants us to pick, or what school He wants us to go to, maybe who He wants us to date. Those things like that aren't found in the Bible. You're not going to find it in the Bible. And so that's a mysterious part of God's will. But what is in the Bible is how God wants us to behave, how God wants us to speak, how God wants us to treat other people. I found that a Christian could spend so much time, so much effort into trying to figure out this mysterious will of God when His revealed will or His written will is right in our faces. He tells us to, let's say for example, love people. This is a principle that a Christian should live his life by. And when you start to consider principles and you live your life by principles instead of figuring out, well, which way should I go? Should I go left or should I go right? But rather you live your life based on principles, then you leave the mysterious will or the will that you don't know in God's hands. Because the future is in God's hands. How good are you doing with what He wants you to do at this moment? What do you know about God? And what do you know about what He wants you to do and how He wants you to be? And how well are you doing that? Then the second question you want to ask yourself is this: what am I good at? I mean, that's probably the number one sign as to what God may want you to do. What are you good at? Where do you add the most value? You want to think about two things. You want to think about living your life in principles. What am I doing right now? What do I know about what God wants me to do and how He wants me to be right now? And then you want to think about the second thing. What am I good at? How am I adding value to whatever it is I'm a part of? Whether it be in your workplace, whether it be at church, whether it be in ministry, whether it be, just in your family. How am I adding value? What am I passionate about? What am I talented with? And, you can use those things to pretty much uncover what God wants you to do.